In this session, we will discuss about different online platforms, different frameworks for teaching and learning, and we will discuss about which different features, which different modules we generally need for academia, for student-teacher interaction, and as far as the implementation is concerned, as far as the demonstration is concerned, we will take few platforms so that you can have its look and feel, as there are so many platforms available. In current scenario, more than 500 learning management systems are available in cyberspace, which we can use for teaching learning activities for academia. And each and every platform is having its own beauty. Each and every platform is having its own set of features. As you can see in this slide, Moodle, Google Classroom, Camilo, A-Tutor, and as far as Google Classroom is concerned, most of you might be aware with it. Most of you might have worked on this platform during lockdown and during work from home. But beside Google Classroom, there are so many other platforms available in free distribution, which we can directly use for interaction with our students. So as you can see here, Camilo, A-Tutor, Metagoon, Joomla is also available, Meridian, Dokio, Scleroline. So many. There is a wide range of products, wide range of learning management systems available, which we can use. And as far as the integration is concerned, as far as the adoption of some specific platform is concerned, we have to see the scenario where we have to implement it. So depending upon our usage, depending upon our scalability, how many students we are having, how many teachers we are having, how many courses we want to manage. Dear participants, I request to mute your mic. I think mic of few participants are on, so it is requested to all of you to kindly mute. Now it's okay. Okay. So thank you to all. So as far as the adoption of some specific tool is concerned, it depends on the usability. It depends on the scalability, where we want to implement, which features we need. As you all, you might have worked on few of these platforms, like Edmodo is there, Google Classroom is there. If we tell you about few more tools, few more applications, in that case, what happens at last, at end of this session, we get very common question. We get a very common query from the participants. Okay, we have done Google Classroom, we have learned about Edmodo, we know about Camilo, Moodle, but out of these, which one is best? Which one we should use? You also might have experienced it whenever you teach your students in multiple ways, in multiple techniques. They ask you, okay, at end there is one common question that, okay, you have told about these 3 techniques or these 4 tools, but which one we have to use? Actually, as far as the adoption is concerned, adoption of some specific tool is concerned, it depends on the application area, it depends on the institute. If we are having Polytechnic, in that case, scalability will be different, number of users, number of courses will be different, type of courses will be different. If we are using the platform for a particular educational institute like degree college, for that the scalability may be different, their usability may be different, they might be in need of some specific tools, some specific features. Okay, if we are using, if we are implementing the tool for a university, if we want to deploy it for a large scale university, in that case their requirements may be different, their adoption level may be different, it may be wide, it may be large, it may be to huge extent. So why we are saying this thing, that we have to actually, first of all, we have to analyze different tools. Okay, Google Classroom, Moodle, Edmodo, Camilo, Claroline. So at least 3 to 4 tools, at least 3 to 4 platforms, you should be aware with their features. And after that, you will be able to decide which platform is best. So as a teacher, as a mentor, nobody can tell that this is best, because each and every tool is having its own flavor, each and every platform is having its own set of features. So as you can see in this slide, in case of learning management systems, there are so many features which we need. Okay, so in case of learning management systems, in case of any teaching learning activity, in case of any automated academic activity, we need these features: blended course management, course management, course content of different types. If I want to deliver a lecture in video format, in audio format, in PowerPoint presentation, if I want to use a Blackboard, virtual board, if I want to use mobile app also. Okay, so blended course delivery, creation of content in different formats, that can be done using these products. Virtual attendance register. Nowadays, what is happening? We are managing the attendance in form of screenshots, in form of Google Sheets, by using Google Forms. Okay, but in case of very prominent, very high performance learning management systems, this feature is already available. Whosoever is logging in with their mobile phone, whosoever is logging in with their web browser or with simple SMS, their attendance will be marked automatically in virtual attendance register. That is available in free module as a free feature in learning management system. Okay, this feature is not available in Google Classroom. This Google Classroom is having its own set of features, its own set of modules, but it is not having flexibility, because this is again very common question whenever we discuss about different platforms, whether it is Camilo or Moodle, that we are already using Google Classroom from last so many years, then why should we go for any other tool? So Google Classroom is okay, that is very powerful tool, very easy to use, cloud-based application, but it is not so much flexible. If we want to integrate so much things, if I want to integrate virtual attendance register, it is not available. Okay, if I want to integrate payment gateway, suppose we are conducting one STC, we are managing one workshop, and I want to take payment from my participants via Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay, NEFT, it is not available. We have to integrate it separately. Nowadays, what we are doing to work on one module, to integrate one module, we go for a separate application. You also might have seen, you also might be experiencing it in your classroom teaching, in your institute, in your university. For chat communication with your participants, you might be using WhatsApp or Telegram groups. Okay, so one set of data we are collecting from WhatsApp or Telegram or Signal. Second set of data we are collecting from Gmail. Another set of data we are collecting from a separate platform, whether it is Google Sheet, Google Form. Okay, for evaluation applications, we are using separate platforms. So in case of 5 to 6 different integrations, we are using 5 to 6 applications separately. And when the task comes on the compilation of data, then it becomes very, very difficult for the organizer, for the course manager, for the teacher to compile, to club all data. One data set from WhatsApp, second data set from Gmail, another data set from Google Forms, another data set from Google Drive. So it becomes very hectic. It is also okay. It is also fine for small scale institute. For in case of scalability, scalability. In case of small size institute, in case of less number of students, we can do it. But if we are having multiple groups, if we are managing multiple sections in a large scale institute, in that case it is very difficult. Nowadays what we are doing for video conferencing, for web based teaching, we are using Zoom, Cisco WebEx, GoToMeeting. So many platforms are available, hundreds of tools are available. So another one set of data we are collecting from Zoom or WebEx. But learning management system provides each and everything in integrated way. You will find each and every feature, each and every module on one platform. If you need to work on chat, if you need to communicate with your students in synchronous way, like WhatsApp or Telegram, it is available in learning management systems. If we want to create different types of quiz, it is also available. So for quiz, there is no need to go for any other platform. It is also available. Video conferencing within LMS itself, video conferencing is available. And within that platform, within learning management system itself, we can record the session. But in current way, what we are doing, in current scenario, what we are doing, we are recording the session of WebEx or Zoom separately, then we are downloading its video file, then we are converting it to MP4 format, because each and every platform is having its own file format. Okay, after downloading in one format, we are converting to MPEG format or MP4 format, then we are forwarding it to all the students. So it becomes very hectic. Okay, so each and everything you will find on one platform, on single platform, single point of contact. If you want to communicate with your students via Skype meeting, it is also available. If you want to take amount, if you want to take fee, semester fee or term fee or annual fee or fine, it can be taken via Google Pay or Phone Pay or NEFT credit cards. So that is, payment gateways are also available. Its mobile apps are also available in these platforms. And when the task comes on content delivery, on delivery of content in different formats, it can be done. online assignments we can provide, online feedbacks. And one thing that we generally need, that we generally do, that is online assignments. Whenever we give some assignment or task or any homework to our students, there might be possibility that they will take it from some other source. They can download the content from internet and they can simply copy and paste the data. In case of learning management systems, high performance learning management systems, plagiarism checker is also available, similarity checker. So we can verify it whether the content is plagiarized or not, which is not available in traditional learning management systems. As you might be using Google Classroom from so many months, but plagiarism checker is not available. In so many other platforms also, this feature is not available. Cloud compatibility, without any configuration, without any troubleshooting, we can directly use it. So these are different features of a very high performance learning management system, and one of that we will discuss in this session, and we will see different applications, different case studies of that learning management system, that is Moodle. As you can see, that refers to modular object oriented dynamic learning environment. One of the very powerful, one of the very prominent learning management system for academics, for teaching and learning from home, not only for academic sector, but also for corporate organizations, for different induction programs, to conduct different workshops, to conduct different seminars, different symposiums. We can use this platform, Moodle, fully flexible. So whatever you can think that is required in teaching and learning, beyond these features, beyond Skype meeting, plagiarism checker, debates, online discussions, online forums we can create, hosting of multiple types of content. It can be done using Moodle LMS very effectively, and it is known to be the top level. It is sitting at the top level in all LMS products. You might have seen different online platforms like Simplilearn, Udemy, EDX. So at the back end of these platforms, Moodle is working. Even high profile, top level educational institutes, higher educational institutes in India, including IITs, IIMs, they are also using this platform for teaching and learning activities. And each and everything that we need in academia, that is available. All those features are available in Moodle LMS. If you need attendance register, it is also available. Biometric based evaluation, different quiz, video conferencing. So there is no need to go for any other platform. There is no need to adopt Zoom or WebEx or GoToMeeting. That is integrated in Moodle. Inbuilt video session recorder, inbuilt chat sessions are available. Using Moodle itself, we can use different very prominent features like feedbacks, evaluation, different types of evaluation criteria. So I'll show you its official website, that is moodle.org, that is known as the world's top learning management system. And is this screen visible to all of you? Please confirm in chat only. Is this screen visible to all, and is it audible to all participants? In chat, kindly confirm. Moodle.org. This is the official portal of Moodle, and you can see that which universities, which organizations are using it, and its mobile app is also available. So whenever we go for some web-based ERP, whenever we go for some platform, web-based platform, we need its mobile app also. In traditional way, what we do, one amount we pay for website, one amount we pay for web-based ERP. Suppose we are developing one ERP with all these features and so many other features. Okay, so one amount we will pay for web developer, and along with that we need its mobile app. So another set of amount we have to pay to mobile app developer, iOS, BlackBerry or Android. So you can see its mobile app is also available in free distribution, fully free. You can see that Moodle Mobile for Android, iOS. Its desktop version is also available. So desktop version, web-based platform, and along with that we need its, along with that we get its mobile app in free without paying anything, without any paid subscription, and it is fully customizable. Each and everything in teaching and learning, whatever you can think, whatever we need in routine, that is available in Moodle LMS in form of plugins. You can see that plugins. So many plugins are available. You can see this. So you can link your existing Urkund plagiarism checker with this. You simply put your API key of Urkund or Turnitin. Automatically the assignments the students are submitting, it will be evaluated using these platforms. So whatever tool we need, whatever application we want to work with, it is available in Moodle as plugin. So you can see Turnitin plagiarism plugin, Urkund plagiarism plugin. So there is no need to check it separately. Automatically the assignments, automatically the homework or task will be analyzed. And beyond these, suppose you are not having Urkund or Turnitin subscription, you can use many free accounts, many free platforms like Unplag, CopyCheck, SafeAssign, PlagScan, Plagiarisma, Prot plagiarism checker, so many things. So you can see that how much flexibility is there in this platform. Suppose I want to integrate attendance register. I want to work with attendance register. It is also available. This module is not available in traditional learning management systems like Google Classroom or Edmodo. So you can see that. And all of these plugins, all of these modules are fully free. No need to pay anything. Simply download and integrate with your Moodle installation. You can see that attendance register. It will give you screenshots also before installation. It will give you the view by which way, in which format the attendance will be visible. Suppose I want to take this, I want to work with this. We want to check. So different types of attendance registers are available. You can see that we can decide our own variables. We can decide our own parameters like present or absent. Suppose in between present and absent, we want to work, we want to integrate late, excused, or medical leave, or short leave. So fully customizable. For present, 2 points, for absent, 0 point, for excuse and late, 1 point. Suppose if we are taking here medical for 0.5, like this. So whatever criteria we want to set for our organization. Okay, so you can see this. And status of any participant, status of any student can be checked anytime. So at which particular date and time, what was the status of our student? So as on this particular date, at this time, this particular student was present. At this date and time, this student was late. Okay, and in compiled way, this data can be exported in multiple formats, in PDF format, in Excel sheet. So you can see that out of 3 sessions, how much attendance percentage is there for this particular student. Okay, and suppose I want to see another attendance register, we can check it. So whatever you can think. Suppose I want to work with video conferencing. I don't want to use Zoom meeting. I don't want to use Cisco WebEx. I want to use inbuilt video conferencing software in which automatically all videos will be recorded. Automatically all videos will be transformed to MPEG or MP4 format. There is no need to download anything, no need to upload anything. All participants, all students will be able to view those videos within this platform. So data will be managed, attendance will be managed, whether a particular student was present in that session or not, in that class or not. Suppose video class. Okay, so you can see this. So many things, video class or video conferencing. So you can see that this alpha view classroom. I want to see whether it is looking good or not. Okay, its reviews are also available. How many reviews are there? How many positive reviews are there? What people are saying about it? So you can see this alpha view. Okay, alpha view classroom. And within this platform, the compilation of data will be done. Transformation of data can be done. Okay, so and so many other platforms also available. So for each and every application, not only single, multiple options are available which we can compare and use. So you can see this Moodle plugin. So within plugins directory, you can scan different types of modules, different types of plugins. So this is another. So its screenshots are given. Okay, suppose I want to download it, I want to work with it. Okay, so what I will do, I will simply click here, download. It's a zip file, its compressed file will be downloaded, and that file I will upload to my Moodle server. That file I will attach to my Moodle server. You can see that this is downloaded zip file and only 691 KB. If I want to work with plagiarism checker, I will download its file, I will download its zip file and will attach with my existing Moodle server. So you can see that this video assignment. Okay, generally we work with traditional assignments, text-based assignments, but video assignments can also be created. This is also available. What is meaning of video assignment? That a live video, a real-time video session will be recorded so that we can check whether the student is creating that assignment by its own or it is taking help of others. You might have seen in general way what happens in traditional teaching learning, what happens in a class of 20, 30 or n number of students, only few students prepare one assignment and all others copy that assignment. Okay, because there is no check, there is no validation whether each and every student has done the assignment at their own level or not. Okay, so out of 30, out of 40, even if we have divided into groups, in a single group of 5 or 6 students, only one student or two students prepare the assignment and all others copy that assignment. So this thing can be avoided using video assignments. In many international universities, in many international organizations, this thing is adopted that if you have given some task to your students, it should be on record. It should be having some justification that each and every student was involved to some extent. Okay, it should not happen that only few students are giving their 100% and remaining class simply copying that assignment and uploading to server. So we can check it. It can be validated, it can be authenticated using different plugins, thousands of plugins. Okay, and as far as Moodle statistics are concerned, because for each and everything there must be some justification for each and everything. So whatever I'm saying, whatever we are discussing here, each and everything should be with justification, whether it is true or not, that it is number one software, whether it is used by so many universities. You can see this stats.moodle.org. This is the statistics of Moodle. How many sites are there? How many sites are hosted using Moodle LMS? More than, you can see that 1 lakh sites, around 2 lakh websites. 1,73,000 sites means 1,73,000 institutes, 1,73,000 organizations are using Moodle LMS. And how many courses they have deployed, how many courses are online now? 34 million courses throughout the world. How many users are using it? Okay, how many countries are using Moodle LMS? 242 countries. And if we view its world map, if we check it on map, so you can see that in US, how many websites are registered? In Mexico, Brazil, in India, you can see that 6,609, and India is in top 10 in adoption of Moodle LMS for teaching and learning from home, or not for teaching and learning from home only, also for automation of teaching and learning, for e-learning. for cloud-based learning. Okay, so you can see that India is in top 10. How many sites are? So number one, Spain. After that, US. Okay, so we should be aware with this platform. So it depends on you, it depends on your organization, whether it is useful or not for you, whether you are already comfortable with some tool and you want to keep on, you want to continue that tool. Okay, it's up to your wish, it's up to your choice, whether you want to migrate your existing LMS or you want to use Moodle as add-on or as parallel LMS. So whatever ERP you are using, okay, so that can be kept as it is. In parallel, Moodle LMS can be integrated. Why? It is fully free PD available, free and open source, no need to pay anything. And if we develop such software with all these features, if we give the contract to any corporate organization to develop a software with all these features, in that case, it will cost at least 5 lakh rupees. And I think many of you might be using it in your organization, because nowadays every educational institute, every engineering college, every university is having their own ERP system. Almost every organization, almost every higher educational institute is using their own web-based ERP for teachers, data management, for payroll, for students management, for online attendance, for biometric based evaluation, for different types of quiz, for web conferencing. But it will cost a huge, it will cost a huge amount if we will get this software from some corporate organization. But all these features are available in free, in zero amount. No need to pay anything. No need to give contract to any organization. No need to give AMC to any third party company. You can do it yourself without any paid subscription, without any liability of amount. Okay. Is this point clear to all of you up to now? Up to now, whatever we have discussed, is it clear to all participants? Please confirm so that we can move ahead. Up to this point, whatever we have discussed. So up to now, we have seen that we have covered which features are available in Moodle LMS, which features, what we can do. Okay. Now we will see how to use it. Okay. There are how to work with Moodle LMS. I will show you the simplest way. There are so many ways. So this is these are the statistics, and all these data sets are mentioned in this slide, in this presentation. At end of this session, I will share this presentation to all the participants so that you can go through it. Okay, and these are different features. Fully customizable interface. We can customize it as per our own requirements, which are different modules. Google Apps can be integrated, uploading of lessons, workshops can be organized, online tests, assignments, discussion boards, student categories, so many things, whatever you can think, whatever we imagine. Now the question comes, now we have covered, now we have discussed so many features of Moodle LMS, what we need in teaching learning environment, what we generally require for e-learning. Now the question comes, how to use it. Now now another point comes that we have gone through all the features. Okay, these things we need, these things, these modules we require for teaching learning activities, but how to work on this platform? Now we will start with working scenario of Moodle LMS, how to use it, how to go for installation working with Moodle LMS. To work with Moodle platform, there are two ways. In two ways we can work with Moodle LMS. One way is the dedicated installation on our server. Dedicated installation on our server. It means we are having one server in our institute, in our lab. We install Moodle after downloading it from moodle.org. For that, we need LAMP stack, LAMP or WAMP stack, Linux Apache MySQL PHP, or Windows Apache MySQL PHP. That is LAMP or WAMP stack. If we want to install it on Fedora, on Ubuntu, on Red Hat, we have to work on LAMP stack. That is Linux Apache MySQL PHP. If we want to make a server of Windows, then WAMP stack we work with. But every organization, every institute can't afford it. In every institute, there may not be accessibility of a server. In small scale institutes, in small scale degree colleges, there might not be the facility of a dedicated server in which we can install LAMP stack or WAMP stack. And even if we are having, even if we are having some server, we are having one machine which we can use as a server. On that, we have installed Moodle. Then to manage that Moodle server, we need a web administrator. We need a network administrator, web developer, or system administrator. Okay, so this is the simplest way to install Moodle LMS in our system, whether it is Windows based or Linux based, via Bitnami link. How many of you are aware with Bitnami? Aware or not aware? Please write in chat so that I come to know how many of you are aware with this platform, Bitnami. Aware or not aware? Or yes or no, simply write in chat. Not aware, okay. Okay, so many participants are responding not aware. So I assume that most of the participants are not aware with Bitnami platform. Bitnami is that platform. Bitnami is that cloud. It is that portal which provides most of the open source software with direct installation link. So I'm showing that. So this is the first way of working with Bitnami. So this link I have pasted here. Okay, whether you want to work on Docker containers or Kubernetes or on cloud, or you are working on Linux, Ubuntu, Fedora, Red Hat. Okay, so you can simply download. What is Bitnami? Bitnami provides you the bundle of software, bundle of all dependencies. Okay, and on direct click on direct installation wizard, simply download this file. Suppose you are working on Windows 64-bit, download it, and it will give you one installation wizard. So many next, 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 and finish. This software will be installed. Otherwise, what happens if you are not using Bitnami? If we are not using Bitnami, in that case, we have to configure LAMP stack and WAMP stack separately. And obviously, we need one system specialist for that. We need a web admin for that, who is having the knowledge of that platform. Okay. So this is one way to install. Okay. So simply download for Windows or for Linux, and it will give you the binary file. It will give you a particular package installer, and within that package installer, you will get each and everything that we need for Moodle. This is the one way. But to work with this scenario also, we need one web developer. We need one system administrator who is having knowledge of PHP, MySQL, or MariaDB, because its backend is MySQL. Okay, nowadays MariaDB is also used. Nowadays MongoDB is also used. So to configure all these things, we need one web administrator. Now the question comes, in every institute, there may not be accessibility of a web developer. There may not be a specialized system administrator. Even if there is one system administrator that might be occupied in so many tasks, there is another scenario to work with Moodle LMS. That is the simplest way. And that way is as simple as using Facebook, Instagram, or any social media. So I'm repeating that point. The another way to work with Moodle LMS is as simple as using a social media application. Anybody can do it. Anybody can work on that platform. Even a child can also work with Moodle LMS using that platform. That is known as cloud-based deployment of Moodle or Cloud Moodle. Okay, so this is the way to work with traditional way. But as far as the cloud integration is concerned, as far as the simplest integration is concerned, there is no need to download anything, no need to go for Bitnami, no need to download any package, no need to install any package. There is no need to configure any database. Each and everything is pre-built. And this is the platform. And not only this, there are thousands of platforms available which are known as cloud-based deployment of Moodle. Is this visible to all of you? Gnomio.com, moodlecloud.com. You can see this Moodle Cloud. Okay, this is known as the pre-installed Moodle, and its usage is as simple as using Facebook or WhatsApp. Simply create your course, upload your lessons, chat with your students. So whatever you want to do, whatever you want to integrate, each and everything is available on cloud in 24/7 availability. Now we will see how to work with it. Gnomio.com, moodlecloud.com, or on Google you can search for free Moodle Cloud or free Moodle hosting. Even if suppose you are having one website of your institute, suppose some application is available. Okay, abc.ac.in. In abc.ac.in, there is one control panel. With every website, a control panel is provided. In every control panel, these applications are pre-installed, like Moodle, Joomla, WordPress. Okay, Moodle is for education, Joomla, WordPress for websites. So these platforms, these applications can be installed on a single click. These can be configured on a single click. Gnomio.com. Now we'll see how to work with it. So you can see we can create account on this website. We can create account. Okay. So suppose I want to create one account like NITTR LMS. So it will check whether this name is available or not. If this name is available, if this account name is available, my website will be created with this URL NITTRLMS.gnomio.com. Suppose this is not available, I will use NITTRCHD. Suppose this name is available, so it is similar to simply sign up process. It is simply as simple as creating email account. So whenever we create new email account, it check whether this name is available or not. Whenever we create some username on some website, it check whether this username is available or not. This is same process. I want to check whether this name is available or not. If this name is available, then its credentials, its admin username and password will be sent to my mail ID. With pre-installed Moodle, I will get Moodle LMS on this platform, on this cloud, free, without installation of Moodle. At the back end of this URL, my education-based ERP will be available. It will be pre-built. So I have already done this process to save the time. So as soon as we click here, NITTR LMS, it will check whether this name is available or not. And on my mail account, its detail will be sent. You can see that this is the mail your Moodle site is at. So this type of mail you will receive, that your Moodle site is available, and this is my Moodle website, NITTRLMS.gnomio.com. What is my username and password? This is my username admin and password. Whatever password I want to, this is the default password. I can modify this password anytime. Is visible to all participants? Is this process clear to all participants up to now? Simply we have checked whether this name is available, and after that we get mail from gnomio.com or from that moodlecloud.com with the credentials. Okay. Now we will log on to this platform. So I'm copying this password so that we can use it. Now I'm opening this in new tab, NITTRLMS.gnomio.com. Now you can see that I am on the dashboard of this. So this is the link. This website is having Moodle at its backend. Okay, you can see that this website is available. So you can see that so many courses I have already created here. Now I will log in with my admin account. So at top right, click on login. So all these processes, all these things I have mentioned in this slide, So I'm showing that. So on this in this presentation is each and everything is mentioned. I have taken the screenshots. Okay, so that at end of this session I can share it with you. Okay, so no need to worry about the process. All these screenshots I have taken already, and these screenshots I have put in this presentation so that at end I will share you. Okay, but in but during this session I'm showing each and everything in demonstration mode, in real time mode, so that you can see by which way we can do it. It's a screenshots I have already put in the presentation that I will share at end of this session. Now I am logging in with my account, with my teacher account, and you can see that this is my Moodle dashboard. This is the Moodle dashboard after logging in to my Moodle account with the details, with the username and password that I have received on mail. So first of all, we will click on site home. So first of all, I will click on site home. On click of site home, you will see this. Okay, now I want to create a new course. I want to create a new course for my students. I want to host a new course for my students, for one workshop, for a particular class, for a particular section, for a particular seminar, or FDP. First of all, we have to enable this option. We have to enable editing by clicking on turn editing on. So first of all, we click on turn editing on. Why? So that we can create new courses, we can create some new participants, we can upload student data. So whatever new modifications, whatever new things we want to integrate in our Moodle, first of all, we have to enable this turn editing on. After clicking on turn editing on, you can see that at bottom we are having this link, add a new course. So all these processes I have put in this presentation. So you can see that this screenshot I have taken and add new course. So same thing you will get in PPT. At bottom you can see that this option is available, add a new course. Now I want to create a new course with any name. So click on add a new course, and you can see that a panel is provided to me. This online form I will get. Now you can see that Moodle is pre-built. I have not installed Moodle. It is installed. It is already installed on my URL. It is already linked with my URL. My data will be available on cloud. Even I can link it. I can link this particular platform with Google Drive also. We can import, export data from different platforms. Now I want to create a new course. Any course, for example, FDP, flipped classroom, or blended learning, or whatever it is, February 2021. Okay, any name you can give, FDP 2021. In case of courses, in case of traditional subjects, what we do, we write here like programming in C, okay, or anything programming in Python. Suppose its course is CSC 101, okay. In case of electronics, digital electronics. So whatever subject name you want to specify, ECE 101, like this. So it's up to you what you want to use. Okay, FDP 2021. Any name you can specify here to create a new course. Now, what is the course timeline? when this course is started. So from today itself, this course is started, 9th January, and what is the end date? So if we are working in annual system, then we can put timeline depending upon that. If we are working in semester system, so we can specify this timeline. So what will happen as soon as this date will be touched, as soon as there will be course and date, automatically the entire data of this course will move to a backend archive, to a backend drive, which we can access anytime, which we can recall anytime. Otherwise, what happens in traditional teaching learning environment, we have to struggle a lot to find out the historical data. Suppose you are asked to submit that assignment which you have given to your students 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Even if that data is available with you, in that case also it will be very, very struggling to search that file, to search that folder, to search that particular quiz that you have given 10 years ago or 8 years ago. But if we are working on Moodle LMS, we can recall, we can fetch the data, we can fetch the files at any instance of time. Okay, course summary, we can put course image, we can upload the syllabus curriculum of that particular subject. Okay, so anything you can specify. Okay, now this course is created. Is this point clear to all of you? And how much it is looking difficult or easy to work with? Please confirm in chat how much it is looking difficult or easy. Okay, so now this course is created. Okay, this course we have created. Now we are having one course with name FDP Blended Learning Fab 2021. I am the teacher. Okay, I am teacher. Teacher is available. Course is available. But where are the students? Where are the participants? You can see here 0 participants up to now in this course, in this seminar, in this workshop. There is no participant. So obviously, if we want to make it a meaningful course, there must be some participants. There must be some set of students. Now we will see how to add students, how to enroll the students in this course. So you can see in menu, in this particular dashboard, at bottom left, second last option, bottom left, second last option, that is site administration. Using site administration, we can manage our Moodle website very effectively. We can add students, we can change theme also, we can modify the background, we can modify the appearance. So you can see that logo. If I want to put logo of my institute, logo of my university, I can put. Okay, if I want to change its theme, as we do in case of WhatsApp or Facebook, so we can modify theme also, we can change templates also. Okay, so many things are available. If I want to add some plugins, you can see that so many plugins. If I want to add or remove some plugin, so in plugin plug out way, we can work with Moodle, which is not available in Google Classroom. In Google Classroom and traditional software, each and everything is pre-built, which we can't customize. which we can't remove. Okay, if I don't want to use it, I have to avoid it. I have to ignore it. I can't remove it. I can't delete it. But using Moodle, there is no need to avoid anything. Okay, you can simply disable it. It will not be visible, or you can delete it. Now users, how to add users? You can see that add a new user. Now in my workshop, in my FDP, in my course, if I want to add one user, I can click here, add a new user. If I want to add bulk users, suppose I'm having 50 students, 100 students at a time. In one shot, I want to upload 100 students. In one click, I want to upload 1000 students. I can upload it. You can see that. CSV file I can upload. I can take the data from clerical staff or support staff or data entry staff. I will upload that CSV sheet, that Excel sheet. Automatically, their accounts will be created on this platform. I will give them their username and passwords, and they will be able to log in as a student. If I want to add one user, so add a new user on click of this. For demonstration, suppose I'm taking this, add one user. So FDP, so suppose student FDP1. Okay, suppose this is the username I'm taking. So I'm copying this username separately, otherwise I will forget the username. Student FDP1. Its default password I'm specifying here. Suppose student @1. So this also I'm noting down separately, otherwise we will forget which username and password we have given. So one user I'm creating with this profile, with this username and password, student FDP1. This is the password, and what is the username? Okay, FDP blended learning. Okay, whatever it is, simply just for demonstration. I'm using it just for demonstration. So one, I can upload the image of user. I can upload the image of student. Okay, other details can also be put here. Now this user is created. Now we have created the user. Even after creation of the user, that user, yes, it can be customized. If we are having, as there is one query from Dilip Kumar, Dilip Kumar, that 50 users concurrently. Actually, we are using its free account. Okay, there are so many cloud platforms available which provides you unlimited concurrent users. Okay, so there is no need to worry that in Genomio only 50 users are there. There are so many clouds, so it is just for demonstration that I'm taking. We can go for Moodle Cloud, or if you are having your own website like abc.ac.in, you can integrate it. It is just for the demonstration part. Okay, otherwise it is unlimited. Any number of users can be hosted online. Okay, so after creating the user account, after creation of user account, we have to enroll the users. We have to associate the users. Up to now, we have created one user, but that is a generic student. We have not allocated that student in a specific course. We have to integrate the user. We have to associate the user, or we have to enroll that user in that course. By which way we do it? So you can see this in our course FDP blended learning, enroll users, and I will search here You can see this. Now this user I want to add as a student. Okay, student or manager or teacher or non-editing teacher. So many options available. If it is student, in that case it will be able to receive the assignments, it will be able to check that particular study material, responding to the assignments, responding to the quiz. Okay, if we are allocating the rights of teacher, in that case this username will become teacher. It will be provided the profile of teacher, so that assignments can be uploaded, some forums can be created, some chat sessions can be generated, some quiz can be created online, so many things. Manager, administrator, okay, manager or admin rights we are giving. In any institute we are having one designation, head of department. Okay, it is similar to that. Non-editing teacher, there is a specialized role in Moodle LMS, that is non-editing teacher. You might have seen in many institutes, in many specifically higher educational institutes, there is one special designation with name teaching assistant. Teaching assistant who can upload the assignment, who can upload quiz, who can upload attendance, but teaching assistant cannot evaluate the quiz. It cannot give marks to the assignment. It can only upload the statement, but marking will be done by the teacher. It means read only writes. Write only writes only for giving the statements to the teacher, to the students, only for uploading the notification, only for data entry task. As far as the evaluation is concerned, evaluations will be done by teacher. Okay, so if we want that a specific person should be dedicated for uploading the assignment, for uploading the attendance, in that case non-editing teacher. As far as the evaluation is concerned, for evaluation, for marking, teacher will be there. Okay, but in this case we are using student, okay, and role users. So one user we have created in this course. Now you can see that now this course is complete. In this course there is one student, course is available, and admin user. So I am the teacher, I am teacher, this is student, and this is course. Now this course is complete. Now we will see which features are available, which things are available, which type of panel is available with the teacher for delivery of content, which are having so many modules, enormous modules. Now you can see here in this panel, in this dashboard, I am teacher, and as a teacher, suppose I want to add something, I want to deliver something to my students. So you can see that I want to give assignment or book or chat session. So there is no need to use Telegram, WhatsApp, or Signal or any other chat application. Within this, within application itself, within platform itself, we will get chat engine, choice. If I want to get choice, if I want to get some option from my students, so you might have seen in many semesters, in many higher educational subjects, there is the option to ask the elective subjects, optional subjects. We can use this option. Okay, so database, add a new database, external tool, file. If I want to upload a particular study material in PowerPoint presentation, in Excel sheet, if I want to give some data set, if I want to upload some PDF file, some audio file, video format, each and everything that is supported here. I want to integrate folder, forum, discussion board we can create here, entire discussion board, so that on a common topic all students can discuss. Okay, so workshop can be conducted. to conduct a workshop, there is one platform available, one module available, survey. So each and everything. And beyond these also, we can add different plugins. Okay. So we can use this feature. As far as attendance is available, attendance we have to integrate using plugins. So in next session, I will tell you about that, how to work on attendance, how to create a book. So as all of us, as all of you are teachers in different institutes, you might be delivering some lecture notes to your students. So if you want to, so in general, what we do every day, we deliver some lectures. Every day we give some lecture notes. If I am opting for this book, if I am selecting this option book, in that case, automatically book will be created from my different lectures. I can compile that particular book in, I can format that particular book in PDF format. I can export it in a specific format so that it can be published. Okay. So in upcoming sessions, I will tell you about the details of each and every option in Moodle LMS. Up to now, if you have any query, you can please ask. And meanwhile, I'm sharing this presentation to all of you. If you have any query, you have anything to discuss, you can put in chat. Up to now, whatever we have discussed. So I'm saving this username so that in upcoming sessions we can use that username and password. So how much it is looking difficult or easy to work with? You can respond in chat. Meanwhile, I'm uploading this presentation so that it can be shared to all participants. And how much it is looking easy or difficult to work with? I'm sharing the presentation of session very soon. It is in uploading process. In upcoming sessions, you will see how to work on different modules, different features like attendance register, forum, chat within Moodle LMS. As far as the filling of details is concerned, there is no need to fill the detail of each and every student explicitly. We can upload Excel sheet. In that Excel sheet, details of each and every student will be there. We can upload that file, and in one shot, in one click, the accounts will be created. So in chat, I have shared one link. Please click on this link and download the presentation of this session. And please confirm, is it downloadable or not? In chat, please confirm, is it downloadable or not? One link I have shared in chat. Simply click and download. There is no permission. There is no authentication required. Simply click and download. If you want to ask something, if you have any query, any point of discussion, you can write in chat or unmute.
Yes, sir. Participants, if you have any question, you can simply write in the chat box and unmute yourself to ask questions directly to the expert.
Sir, how to add students in the course?
Yes, sir. Sir, one way I have shown that the detail of a student we can add. The other way is to upload the CSV sheet.
So that we can add, sir, how to join that course. So we have uploaded some files in the Moodle, how the students will join there.
Yes, sir. Actually, in that Excel sheet, we have to specify the course ID. Okay. So in next session, I will tell you that particular process, how to integrate the course ID so that each and every student will be associated in a specific course.
Okay, within the code we can invite like
Yes.
Google Classroom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Okay,
course
sir.
ID is available. Sure.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And there is one query that live classroom session can be there. Yes, actually in Moodle LMS, there is one plugin available with the name Big Blue Button. And using Big Blue Button, we can have a live classroom video conferencing based session as we do in Google Meet or Cisco WebEx or Zoom. So, but that particular plugin we have to integrate separately. Okay. So it is freely available. We can integrate it.
So I think Gaurav sir, all are comfortable with this particular session and there are no further questions from the participant side. So on behalf of all the participants and from our Institute NITR Chandigarh, my heartfelt thanks to Engineer Gaurav Kumar sir, who shared all the information related to the Moodle. And on Friday, the sir will be with us again on the discussion of this particular concept for the further details. So thank you very much, Gaurav sir, for accepting our invitation. And hope on Friday also we have a chance to interact with you. So thank you very much.